racing fans. Welcome to Racing Action from Flamboro Downs for this Tuesday evening. Our first race will go to post in approximately 15 minutes. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing. Note there are no changes races 1, 2, or 3. No changes races 1, 2, or 3. In race number 4, we have missing chart lines 1, Big Harry Matthews. The missing line is 4th, beaten 9 lengths in 201 and 2 with Paul McKenzie driving. That's 4th, beaten 9, 201 and 2. Race 4, Devil's Peak. The missing line 3rd, beaten a length in 159 and 2. 3rd, beaten a length 159 and 2. Isaac Waxman drove. And 5, Silverback Jack. 8th, beaten 15. 157 and 4. That's 8th, beaten 15 and 157 and 4. Mark McDonnell driving. Race 5, 7 left on red scratched. Race 5 left on red scratched. Races 6 and 7, no changes. No changes races 6 and 7. Race 8, scratches of 2 and 3. 2 I'd imagine, 3 Voracious. Note that 5 Fox Hunt, Sam Fillion drives. Sam Fillion drives 5 Fox Hunt. 13 minutes to our first dash. Field 4, race number 1 is on parade 1. He's Sporty, Sammy Filia for Bud Sinclair and Jim and Doreen Flynn. And number 2, Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip, Paul Davies for Nicole Davies. 3 is C. Laird, Austin Sorry for Rick Zeron and Stacy Smith Robinson. And number 4, Smokestack, Colin Kelly for Brett Lester, Michelle Attart. 5 is Buckin' Better, Jason Ryan for Amanda Fine and Scott and Lisa Henry. Number 6, Madman Hill, Travis Henry for Tim Myers and Boris Loss. Number 8 is Armor Sealster, Brian Madonna for Gabby Sasso and Jeffrey Korchesny and Northwest Racing. And 7 is Bet the BB, Travis Gulliver, Jody Cullen. It's a field of 8, race number 1. Let's get a look at this field for race number 1. Look at some of the main players in here, or at least who I think they are. Number 6, Madman Hill is my top choice in here. Now is on the board at 6-1. One that raced better last time out at Georgian Downs, a mile of 53 and 1. And Madman Hill was kind of off form, but also facing tougher company. Then dropped down to this level for the last start and was a lot better. Madman Hill is a 6-year-old that has a fair amount of back class, sent up by Tim Myers. And I think that last start for Madman Hill, after that 30 and 1 opening quarter, then had a 54 and 2 middle half and came home well. I look for Madman Hill. Travis Henry driving, and Travis is having a very fine year. Madman Hill, I think, is a huge play in here, 7-1. Number 4, Smokestack, is currently 6-1 on the board. Now is one that moves up a level off of a win, and is one that's done well in the class below this one. 3 consecutive top 3s below this class, but the last 2 times in this class, one at Grand River and one at Georgian Downs, both didn't go well. One of them made a break and the other one just tired out badly in the late going. But Smokestack also has 7 wins on the year and a mark of 50 and 2 at Woodbine. Smokestack's been a little inconsistent, but if the best version of Smokestack shows up here, I think he's capable of going well with this group. Offers a bit of value at 6-1. He certainly was good at Grand River last race, beating a lesser field. Although the one he beat, Foxhound, who finished second, is one that would compare well in here. Smokestack 5-1. Number 3, C. Laird, one that was good last year and overall is a classy one, but this year it's been kind of light for C. Laird. But you see some things of late now that C. Laird is coming around, and 3 races ago in a similar class to this one was a second at Georgian Downs, and last race at Grand River in a class like this one beaten 2.5, and overall I thought was competitive. C. Laird shows some signs of coming back around, is getting a lot of love. I don't like the 2-1 on C. Laird because he's not really at this point yet the horse he was last year or earlier, but there are some signs that he's getting there now. Austin Sorry for Rick Zeron, but I'd want more than 2-1. And number 7, Bet the BB. Well, it's Travis Cullen, Jody Cullen, so right away you got to look at this horse. Comes away from Mohawk for this start, and is one that raced in a class like this one August the 13th at Georgian Downs, 3rd beaten a neck. And Bet the BB, despite post 7, certainly is one that warrants a long look. 2-1, probably a bit too low, but I understand it, and I could see Bet the BB winning. But I'm loving my 8-1 on Madman Hill and Travis Henry. Gate is rolling for race number 1. It is He's Sporty vis-a-vis Blue Chip and Sea Laird on the inside. In the center, Smokestack, Bucking Better. To the outside, Madman Hill, Bet the BB, Armor Sealster. Field of 8, race number 1. Field for the first race is at the start in the rough. And the rough and Bucking Better will lead with Smokestack and Madman Hill vis-a-vis Blue Chip and Sea Laird. And the field presses on around the turn. And the early lead right now goes to Bucking Better. Madman Hill is out well to fill the pocket position. Sea Laird vis-a-vis Blue Chip racing 5th is Smokestack and 6th is He's Sporty. Then it is Bet the BB and Armor Sealster. And they race on to the opening quarter. Bucking Better has the lead at 15-1. Madman Hill 10-1's racing second. Sea Laird can be seen third, 28 opening quarter. Vis-a-vis Blue Chip is 4th. Then it is Smokestack and He's Sporty. Bet the BB and Armor Sealster of a 28-second opening quarter. Bucking Better's got the lead. Madman Hill is getting a trip. Sea Laird on the inside. And then racing on the outside comes Smokestack first over, about 4 off the lead. Vis-a-vis Blue Chip is 5th. And then it is back to He's Sporty and further to Armor Sealster. And then Bet the BB. Bucking Better at 15-1, still at the front, 57-1 halftime. Madman Hill is cruising along in the pocket position. Smokestack on the outside is about 2 1/4 from the front. Vis-a-vis Blue Chip is situated second over. Sea Laird on the inside, and then He's Sporty on down the backstretch they go. Bucking Better with the front. Bucking Better. Smokestack on the outside might have stalled a little bit, a length and a quarter back. Madman Hill on the inside, and it is Bucking Better still doing well on the lead. Madman Hill is getting a glorious trip. Smokestack now is dropping back, and then it is Sea Laird vis-a-vis Blue Chip set out wide, and then He's Sporty and Armor Sealster and Bet the BB, and they turn from Bucking Better. Here comes Madman Hill off the trip. Bucking Better is digging in. Madman Hill is closing. Bucking Better and Madman Hill. Buck and Better is better than the field. Madman Hill is second, then Sea Laird and Smokestack 154-4. Back in front of us, the winner of race 1, 5 Bucking Better. Jason Ryan, the winning driver. 5-year-old Better is Delight. Big outing by Scott and Lisa Henry. Amanda Fines, the trainer. Third win this year for Buck and Better. Mile of 154-4. Fans note the inquiry sum will go up pertaining to number 4 Smokestack. Fans note driver's objection to vis-a-vis Blue Chip. Paul Davies objecting to Smokestack and Colin Kelly. Fans note the judge's ruling that number 4 Smokestack did cause interference to 2 vis-a-vis Blue Chip and will be placed 4th back to 5th, and number 2 vis-a-vis Blue Chip moved up to 4th. The new top 4 will be 5, 6, 3, 2. The first race payouts: 5 Buck and Better, 33.40, 13.60, and 5.60. Number 6 Madman Hill, 10.40 and 4.90. And number 3 Sea Laird, $2.40. $2 exactor, 133.40. Dollar try, 375.25. Dollar super, 2300, 26.80. 20-cent super, 465.36. First race order finish from the top. 7, 5 place 4, 3, 4 place 5, 1, 2, 8, 6. That's once again the order of finish top down after the placing. 7, 4, 3, 5, 1, 2, 8, 6 on the bottom. field for race number 2 on parade. 1 Wildcat Rockies semi-filia for Dale Hernan, Wildcat Stables. Number 2 is Tell It, Russ Tell It, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen, an A1 stable. Number 3 is Captain Butler, Scotty Calder for Nicoliatis. And 4, Bet the Beach Yankee, it's Jason Ryan for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. 5 is Crazy World, Austin Story for Kathy Chikeen. Number 6, It Takes Two, Lauren House for Scott McDevitt and Kimberly McDevitt and Bradley Douglas. And number 7, You're the One, Daryl Thiessen for Jody Cullen and Ron Cullen and Travis Cullen. It's a field of 7. Race number 2. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, first up, I want to take a look at Crazy World. And not a crazy idea at all to think that this one can win in here because he is dropping in class. One that was racing against some solid company. Well, actually, when you look at it, not necessarily dropping in class, but I just think Crazy World, from what I've seen of him, 6 wins in 12 starts this year, 9 wins in 19 starts last year, and Crazy World is one that also, when you look further down the page, you just see so many good miles. And Crazy World saw this one back in the middle of June at Grand River and was able to win rather handily, winning by a length and a half in 53 and 3. But most recently was up at Georgian Downs, finishing 4th, beaten just a length and 3/4 in 152. Crazy World, I think, is the one to beat in here. Fans have gone to Crazy World. Austin, sorry for Kathy Chikeen, and is Crazy World is currently 4-5. Number 4, Bet the Beach Yankee, is one that won back-to-back races at Grand River and non-winners of 3. They tried Mohawk last race, non-winners of 3, and although had a really good back half, they didn't go enough in the first half of the mile, and then the race went in 150 and 3. So Bet the Beach Yankee, although had a good 55-second back half, it just didn't really amount to much. Bet the Beach Yankee could really like getting away from that Mohawk, and Bet the Beach Yankee is one that certainly could bounce back and get rolling again. Jason Ryan for Ashley Lenvoy. Strong connections. 8-1, that's an enticing price because I was impressed with this one in the 2 starts at Grand River. And a win of 53 and 2 on a track that was listed as office second. Bet the Beach Yankee, 8-1. Number 7, You're the One, Daryl Thiessen for Jody Cullen. 2 wins in the past 3. The problem with You're the One? Well, hasn't raced since May the 30th, but not a problem. 9 wins in 22 starts in the year, so that's certainly a big plus. And Jody Cullen tends to send them ready to rock and roll. They don't usually tend to need much work to get rolling, and You're the One did qualify at Grand River and did come home with a 28-4 final quarter. Strong qualifier. You're the One could be ready right away. You get Jody Cullen, pupil here at 7-1. That's a great value, and this is one that's been really, really sharp in the past. And number 2, Tell It, Russ Tell It, 6-1 on the board, and now makes a second start in Ontario. And also Travis Cullen driving for Jody Cullen. Look at 8 out of 12 in the top 2. This one raced at Hoosier Park and racked up some really fine performances. In fact, you see 51 and 4 at Hoosier Park, July the 17th. So you know there's some serious wheels. And Tell It, Russ Tell It. And I also imagine that Travis would have his choice here and opts for Tell It, Russ Tell It. Now, maybe it's Jody's call, but nonetheless, I think there is something to be gleaned from that. Tell It, Russ Tell It. 7-1. That's really enticing. There's no value in Crazy World at 8-5, but there's a couple of value plays in here, and that is 4 Bet the Beach Yankee at 8-1, and 2 Tell It, Russ Tell It at 7-1. is rolling for the second. Wildcat Rocky, Tell It Russ, Tell It on the inside. Captain Butler, Bet the Beach Yankee. Crazy World in the center. On the outside, it takes two, and you're the one. Field of seven, second dash on a Tuesday night at Flamboro Downs. Here they come. Field for the second race. Isn't the start of the rough? It takes two. Leads with Bet the Beach Yankee. Wildcat Rocky on the inside. Tell It Russ, Tell It. Captain Butler. Crazy World. And You're the One is back trailing the field. Wildcat Rocky. And Semifilio's got the lead. Tell It Russ, Tell It is racing second. Bet the Beach Yankee third. Then It Takes Two. Captain Butler. Crazy World. And You're the One is trailing the field as they race their way on past that opening quarter. Wildcat Rocky is on top. Wildcat Rocky leads a couple of lengths over Tell It Russ, Tell It, and Bet the Beach Yankee is third. Then fourth in line, It Takes Two. Racing fifth is Captain Butler. Then it is back further to Crazy World and You're the One. 28 into opening quarter. Wildcat Rocky and Semifilio. 5-1 on the board has the front. Tell It Russ, Tell It at 15-1 is second. Bet the Beach Yankee on the inside. It Takes Two taken to the outside. Then Captain Butler and Crazy World and You're the One. 58 second halftime. And on they race their way on up and into the backstretch for the second and final time. And it is Wildcat Rocky who's got the lead. Wildcat Rocky, Tell It Russ, Tell It. It Takes Two is getting a little bit closer now. And Captain Butler to the outside. Bet the Beach Yankee is only 3 off the lead on the pylons. Crazy World is part of the outer flow and is gradually getting closer now as they head to three quarters, and now Crazy World is sent up wide. Three quarters, 126 and 3. Wildcat Rocky with the front. It Takes Two is only about a head from the lead. Then Captain Butler down to the inside. Tell It Russ, Tell It, and Crazy World and Bet the Beach Yankee. They're bunching up at the top of the stretch. Wildcat Rocky and It Takes Two. Captain Butler's out wide, and now into the passing lane is Tell It Russ, Tell It. It is Wildcat Rocky. Captain Butler. Here comes Crazy World, and at the finish it looks like it was Captain Butler, but Crazy World on the outside flying, and up the inside was Tell It Russ, Tell It. 155 and 3. And we have a dead heat for the win between 3 Captain Butler and 5 Crazy World. Dead heat for win. 3 Captain Butler, 5 Crazy World. Second race over finish from the top. Rather payouts. 3 Captain Butler, 630, 690, 490. 5 Crazy World, 210, 210, 210. 2 Tell It, Russ Tell It, 310. $2 Exactor, 3 and 5, 3140. 5-3 is 890. Dollar Drive, 352, 7240. The 532 is 2060. Dollar Super of 3521 is 196.65. And the 5321 is 56.40. Double to 5 and 3, 205.70. Double to 5 and 5, 26.30. Fans note in race number 4, we have a claim entered on number 4, Devil's Peak. Race 4, claim entered 4, Devil's Peak. Second race over finish from the top, 4-3-1-6-1-5-7. That's 4-3-1-6-1-5-7 on the bottom. for the third is on parade. One, Artistically Simple, Jason Ryan for Ken Ellis and Jim Ellis. Number 2, Wild and Crazy, Semi-Filia for Steve Labonte. 3 is Roustabout, Hanover Austin Sorry for Mark McDonnell and Carol Campbell. 4 is Art Gizmo, Pat Hudon for Gary Kingshot. Number 6, Redland Wrangler, Paul McKenzie for Stephen Charlton, who trains and partners with Kathleen Charlton. Number 5, Fingertip Control, Jay Harris for Kenny Oliver and Milton Young. Number 7, Winston Phoenix, Steve Byron for Dale Hurd and Antonio Tangretta. And number 8 is Salisbury Tsunami. It's Brett McDonough for Ron McDonald, and Brett shares in ownership with Brett McLennan and Charlie Fitzpatrick and G. Thanks Stable. Field of 8 for race number 3. Let's get a look at some of the main players in this dash, and we'll start with one, Artistically Simple. Now, did not have a very good go of things at Mohawk last race, tired out with a 32nd final quarter, but one that won only 2 races ago at Georgian Downs and certainly could bounce back into this maiden class here. In fact, back-to-back good starts at Georgian Downs before that troubled outing at Mohawk last race, and probably just went too fast in the early going. Artistically Simple put up 3 strong quarters and then tailed off, and it didn't really matter because well, the race was just too quick for Artistically Simple. They went in 52-2 maiden class. So now in this spot, even money, Jason Rod for Kenny Ellis could be the one to beat. Number 3, Roustabout Hanover, is one that comes in and makes a first race in Ontario. Had been racing at Charlottetown and other venues in the Maritimes, and well, good record there this year. 5 out of 6 in the top 3, including a couple wins, and Austin Sorry driving. And this is one that is first start for Mark McDonnell training. Roustabout Hanover 9-1. We'll see how the transition makes, but 57-3 at Charlottetown is a pretty good comparison, so should be a factor. 10-1 might be a little too high. There's value there. 5, Fingertip Control, one that also comes in racing elsewhere and comes in from Clinton and is now making a 3rd start off of a summer layoff and does have a win at Clinton. The last time out, front end win. Not just 201-2, but Clinton has not been yielding quick times this year, and Fingertip Control certainly is one that could put up a better time here. Fingertip Control and Jay Harris 17-1 sent up a Kenny Oliver. Number 2, Wild and Crazy, 6-1 on the board. 13 starts without a win, but has raced better of late, and now makes a first start for Steve Labonte. Wild and Crazy, you do see a 2nd and a 3rd in late July, early August, and then the last start beaten only a length and a quarter. So Wild and Crazy is one that's on the improve. Semi-Filia driving 4-1 on the board. But number 1, Artistically Simple, and Jason Ryan, the 6-5 favorite, my top choice. is rolling, and now, not so much. Starters recall. Fans note there will be a scratch of number 3, Roustabout Hanover. Scratch 3, Roustabout Hanover. Gate is rolling 4. Race number 3, the third dash on a Tuesday night at Flamboro Downs. Check 2. Field 4, race number 3, nearing the start. And the rough. Wind Sun Phoenix and Redland Wrangler. Fingertip Control. Then it is Art Gizmo, Artistically Simple, and Salzburg Tsunami. And back trailing the field is Wild and Crazy. Redland Wrangler and Wind Sun Phoenix. Wind Sun Phoenix now is going to press on and clear to the front. Redland Wrangler is second. Fingertip Control third. Art Gizmo fourth. Artistically Simple is racing fifth. And Salzburg Tsunami and Wild and Crazy. And the field works their way on past the opening quarter. And now on top is Fingertip Control. Wind Sun Phoenix second. Redland Wrangler shuffled back to third. 30 and 4 is the opening quarter. as they race their way off the turn. Art Gizmo fourth, Artistically Simple. Then it is Salzburg Tsunami and Wild and Crazy. Fingertip Control cruising along. Leads by a couple of lengths right now over Wind Sun Phoenix and Redline Wrangler. Artistic Simple on the outside is moving up. 1 minute 4/5 the halftime. Artistically Simple is driving first over and has come on to about 5 lengths off the lead. Then it is Art Gizmo on the pylon, Salzburg Tsunami, and Wild and Crazy. Fingertip Control at 35-1 still has the lead. Wind Sun Phoenix is second. Artistically Simple on the outside is moved up and taken third. Redland Wrangler fourth. Salzburg Tsunami. Then Wild and Crazy and Art Gizmo. And Artistically Simple now is moving alongside Long Shot Fingertip Control and has grabbed the lead. 3/4, 130 and 4. Salzburg Tsunami now is looking to storm into contention and is now moving on the outside. Has a share of second alongside Fingertip Control. Wind Sun Phoenix is racing fourth and Wild and Crazy fifth. On down the stretch drive they come. Artistically Simple has dug in the stretch drive and is going to win. Salzburg Tsunami second. Then third goes to Wind Sun Phoenix and then Redline Wrangler. 2 minutes 3/5. There's Artistically Simple. Jason Ryan, the winning driver. 5-year-old Artspeak Bay Horse, owned by Kenny Ellis and Jim Ellis. Kenny Ellis, the trainer. Jason Ryan, the winning driver. Artistically Simple, victorious in race number 3. Mile of 2 minutes and 3/5. Noted is the driving double on the evening for Jason Ryan. The third race payouts: 1 Artistically Simple, 240, 210, 210. 8 Salzburg Tsunami, 1093.57. Wind Sun Phoenix, 230. $2 exactor, $33. Dollar try, $76.90. Dollar super, $182.25. third race, so we're finished from the top. 1-5 scratch 76432. That's 1-5 scratch 76432 on the bottom. Field for race number 4 on parade 1. Big Harry Matthews, Paul McKenzie for Terry Gallant, and Calvin Kepfer. Number 2 is Prince Adaran, Paul Davies for Tom Janot and Barbara Bryan. Number 3 is Hands Off Nose in Austin, sorry for Gary Rive and Ashley Rive Bohannic. 4, Devil's Peak, Isaac Waxman for Tess Waxman and Carmelo Shime. Number 5, Silverback Jack, Daryl Thiessen for Carl Dawson. Number 6, Go 9-0, Colin Keller for Tess Waxman and Noah Waxman, Antonio Tangretta. And number 7 is Fernhill Breeze, Scotty Calder for Gerard Demers and Craig Ellis. Field of 7, race number 4. Let's get a look at this field, and we'll start with number 6, Go 9-0, set up a Tess Waxman, one that's got 10 top 2 finishes and 25 starts on the year. And Go 9-0 is certainly one that had some go at Clinton last race early in the mile, but did tail off in the late going, but also had one that was racing on a quick turnaround of 5 days later after that August 27th start at Georgian Downs. Certainly was good at Georgian Downs, 55 and 4 a mile. Go 9-0, I think, is one that could bounce back. 2-1 on the board. Colin Kelly driving. And just from the overall body of work that I've seen this one, watched this one up at Georgian Downs and then that last start at Clinton, and it is one that is dropping in class. I think Go 9-0 at 2-1 is a pretty solid threat in here. Next one to look at is number 4, Devil's Peak. And Devil's Peak is one that, comes in off of a third place finish from the trailer post. And Devil's Peak does have a lot of wins, 35 lifetime, just a few dollars away from the $300,000 mark lifetime. So Devil's Peak is one I think that you've got to take account for. Can get off the gate really well. Devil's Peak and Isaac Waxman, I think, is a main factor in this dash, is on the board at even money. 16 wins since the 1st of January last year, 35 lifetime. Devil's Peak is even money on the board. Others to look at in here, how about number 7, Fernhill Breeze? Well, Fernhill Breeze is one that was really good earlier this year, and then has kind of fallen off. Had been with Gerard Demers, and then was claimed, and now back with Gerard. And Fernhill Breeze now off of being scratch vet, sick out of the last race. Now, this is one that, if he's healthy, he's got a lot of back class as well, in 47 wins, 7 this year. Certainly, despite the outside post, Fernhill Breeze is probably going to be able to be a fact. And that's not Fernhill Breeze, by the way, on TV. That's just a jog card. Fernhill Breeze, Scotty Culliver, Gerard Demers, is 6-1. And one more to look at is number 1, Big Harry Matthews. And, one that is probably just a fringe player, but inside post position has a bit of gate speed. Big Harry Matthews, Paul McKenzie for Terry Gallant, has been kind of light on the top 3. But there are some flashes of ability. Just needs to be able to try to put it all together inside post for Big Harry Matthews, 7-1 on the board. Gate is rolling for race number 4. Big Harry Matthews and Prince Adaran on the inside. In the center, hands off, nose in, Devil's Peak and Silverback Jack. And to the outside, go 9 and Fernhill Breeze. Field of 7, race number 4. Field for the 4th race. In the stretch drive, gathering speed, approaching the start. There at the start of the rough and Go 9 is going to go well early with hands off, nose in, Devil's Peak and Silverback Jack. Then it is Big Harry Matthews and Prince Adaram. And Fernhill Breeze is trailing the field. Hands off, nose in, leads on into the backstretch. Big Harry Matthews broke stride. Devil's Peak now pressing on. Devil's Peak is wanting to clear to the front and is taken over. Hands off, nose in. Right now is second. Then Silverback Jack is back of those two, racing third. Go 9 Then Prince Adaran, Fernhill Breeze, and Big Harry Matthews way back after a break. They race past the opening quarter, 27-4. Devil's Peak 3-5. Favorites got the lead. Hands off, nose in. Second, Silverback Jack is third. Go 9 is even money on the board and racing fourth. Then it is Prince Adaran and Fernhill Breeze, and they work off the turn. Devil's Peak leads at a length and a half right now. Hands off, nose in is second. Silverback Jack is racing third. Go 9 now is gone to the outside. Fernhill Breeze is stepped out, and then it is Prince Adaran. Devil's Peak has the lead, and Go 9 is working up closer first over, but still second is hands off, nose in. Go 9 is third, and then on the inside, Silverback Jack to the outside, Fernhill Breeze, and then Prince Adaram, and on they hustle the back stretch, and Devil's Peak, and to the outside, Go 9 Hands off, nose in's racing third, Fernhill Breeze, Silverback Jack, and Prince Adaram, and they race their way on by 3/4, 127-2 off of 57-4 halftime, and Devil's Peak leads it. Go 9 is chipping away. Go 9 getting urging to come on and chase Devil's Peak, and then on the inside, hands off, nose in, Fernhill Breeze. It is Devil's Peak. And now here comes Go 9 on down the stretch drive they come. Devil's Peak and Go 9 and up the inside, hands off, nose in. 3 across the track as they come to the finish, and it is going to be close. Maybe on the inside, hands off, nose in. Then Devil's Peak is right there with hands off, nose in. And on the outside, Go 9 157-1. Fans, the inquiry sign is up, and judges reviewing racing action pertaining to number 3, hands off, nose in, and the top of the stretch. The win photo went to number 3, hands off, nose in, but note the inquiry sign is up pertaining to 3. Cards, as it pertains to the inquiry, the judge's ruling that number 3, Hands Off, Nose In, who finished first, would be placed back to fourth. Went inside of the top of the stretch, the start of the passing lane, which is a violation, and judged to have gained an unfair advantage on 4, 6, and 7. So will be placed back to fourth. New top 4, 6, 7, 3. They changed it just in mid. 4, 6, 7, 3. That's 4, 6, 7, 3. Fourth race payouts for Devil's Peak, 350, 210, 210. 6 going 90, 210, 210. 7 Fernhill Breeze, 230. $2 exactor, 660. Dollars prize, 780. Dollar super, $24. Dollar pick 3, $3.90. 3 of 3. fourth race, or we finish from the top. 7-5. One place four. Two place one. 6. Three place two. Four place three. Once again from the top down. 7-5-4. 1-6-2-3. And there was a claim for Devil's Peak. The new trainer will be Mandy Archer. Field for the fifth on parade. One lake time. Paul McKenzie from Michael Neff. Number 2, DA Players Delight. Semi-fill for John Darling. Correction, Jack Darling. And number 3, Leave It to Lucan. Jason Ryan for Ryan Stewart and Patrick McElhargy and Courtney Pollard. Number 4 is Made Right. Daryl Thiessen for Rod Boyd and Jim Fraley. Number 5, Don't Play with Fire. J.P. Renault for Julie Walker and Leonard Gamble. Number 6, Officer Soldier Boy. Jay Harris for Paul Reed and Brenda Darrable. Seven is Scratched, and 8 is Not a Bad Guy. Travis Henry for Sean Stacy and Hudson Stanibred. And 9 is Silver Wall, Scott Gold for Dennis Morrissey and Dale Hunter. Let's get a look at some of the main players in this fifth race. 2-year-old trotting colts and geldings, maidens. And, well, we'll start with number 3, Leave It to Lucan. And Leave It to Lucan. Jason Ryan looks for the driving hat trick. This is one that almost won last time out. Look at that, 27-4 final quarter. In fact, a really good back half of 56-2. Leave It to Lucan. When you look at those two starts, 2 runner-up finishes, the last 2 starts, and worked hard in the one at Sarnia as well. Came first up and still was digging to the finish, beating the length and a half. So Leave It to Lucan, I think, is the one to beat. And yet, fans are disagreeing at this point. 3-1 on the board. Number 6, Officer Soldier Boy, did win in a Prospect Series August the 13th at Georgian Downs, and also won there in a 2-year-old condition the start before it, so certainly that's got people's attention. Raced at Mohawk last time out, 56-1, finished 7th. But Officer Soldier Boy now will get to try things here. But those 2 wins, Prospect Series and a 2-year-old dash July the 30th at Georgian, caught people's attention. Officer Soldier Boy, Jay Harris for Paul Reed, is 9-5. Number 9, Silver Walls, well, was a good third in a Prospect Series at Grand River last race. A nice improvement. And also you see this one scoring a third in a maiden class at Sarnia back at the end of July. But Silver Walls has to deal with the trailing post, but Dennis Morrissey's put up some numbers this year. Scotty Coulter driving. Silver Walls is not without a chance to win. 9-1 on the board. And number 2, DA Players Delight, is one that has had 4 starts without a top 3. But the last 2 were in the grassroots, and a 4th was placed back to 8th, but still finishing 4th. And then a 5th last time out. So that was the grassroots. DA Players Delight is one that, set up a Jack Darling and Sammy Fillion driving, strong connections. And based on racing in the grassroots the last couple, you might think that this one could drop in here and be a pretty big player. Don't fall asleep on this one. 7-2 on the board. I do like 3, Leave It to Lucan, though, the best of this bunch. And Leave It to Lucan, 3-1. Gate is rolling for race number 5. Lake Time. DA Players Delight. Leave It to Lucan on the inside. In the center, made right. Don't Play with Fire. To the outside, Officer Soldier Boy. Not a Bad Guy. And the second tier, Silver Walls. Field for race number 5. Gathering speed approaching the start. They're at the start of the rough. Officer Soldier Boy comes marching with Don't Play with Fire. Not a Bad Guy on the outside. And then it is Leave It to Lucan and DA Players Delight as the field works on around the turn. But Officer Soldier Boy is marching early and leads by a length and 3/4. Don't Play with Fire is second. Not a Bad Guy is third. Leave It to Lucan fourth in a gap of 3 or 4. DA Players Delight made right. Then it is Silver Walls and Lake Time is back trailing. Officer Soldier Boy 2-1 on the boards, got the lead. 28-1 opening quarter. Don't Play with Fire. 25-1 is racing second. Then Not a Bad Guy. Leave It to Lucan. Racing now, stepping to the outside, and is working first over. Is electing to stay on the inside. Not a Bad Guy. And they race the way off the turn. They come on towards us. Officer Soldier Boy sharp in the early action. Don't Play with Fire is racing second. Leave It to Lucan on the outside. First up third. Then Not a Bad Guy. And on the outside, DA Players Delay. Silver Walls and Made Right. Half 58-1. 30-second second panel breather. As they race the backstretch, Officer Soldier Boy. Leave It to Lucan on the outside. Trying to grind closer. But right now is still about 2 1/4 back. And on the inside, Don't Play with Fire. DA Players Delay is moving out wide, and now it is Officer Soldier Boy. And on the outside, Leave It to Lucan is getting close. Leave It to Lucan is taking the lead from Officer Soldier Boy. Not a Bad Guy is wheeled out. DA Players Delay is moving on the outside, but it is Leave It to Lucan, 3/4, 127-2. Leave It to Lucan. Not a Bad Guy was closing, but then went off stride, and it is Leave It to Lucan as they turn for home. On down the stretch drive they come. Leave It to Lucan. Don't Play with Fire. Silver Walls and is going to finish third, and then fourth goes to DA Players Delight. 157-1. Back in front of us in the Grimsby Chrysler Winner's Circle is 3 Leave It to Lucan, 2-year-old He's Watching Baycombe. Owned by Patrick McIlargy and Courtney Pollard. Ryan Stewart is the trainer. Jason Ryan is the winning driver. Driving hat trick on the evening for Jason Ryan. Leave It to Lucan, 157-1. First lifetime win. The fifth race payouts 3. Leave it to Lucan. 523, 32, 40. 5. Don't play with fire. 580, 820. 9. Silver walls, 450. $2 exactor, 62.30. Dollar try, $131. Dollar pick 5, 287.55. Dollar high 5, 2,776.75. A 20-cent high 5 was 555.35. Fifth race, or her finish from the top, 741-526, scratch 83. That's 741-526, scratch 83 on the bottom. out for the 6th on parade. 1, Psychopath, Jay Harris for Derek Anderson and Russ Gorley. Number 2 is Country Diamond, Jason Ryan for Nikki Comania and Bruno Comania. Number 3 is Rocket Freight, Sammy Filia for Chantel Mitchell. Number 4, Shadow's Shadow, Alex Sobey for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. And 5, Mr. Commodore, Scott Culver, Claire Bradshaw, Brian Jameson. And number 6 is Gravitational, Colin Kelly for Tim Myers and Boris Loss. Fans, I went out on the limb and took my pick of the night as number 3, Rocket Freight, which, going against 5, Mr. Commodore, that just might not be very smart. I saw Mr. Commodore at Grand River last time out. In fact, did see his win also June the 7th, the front end win, but that last one, August the 30th, blasted to the front from post position 8 and was able to win under wraps in 54 and 1. That's not easy to do. So Mr. Commodore, who's got 3 wins this year, all 3 coming at Grand River, Mr. Commodore has been outstanding and is just one that, I tell you, really, really good. And yet I went a different way. So let's talk about number 3, Rocket Freight. Rocket Freight, look, last race at Mohawk, got out well from post 9, sat the pocket. It was a really good effort. Pretty strong opening panel at 27, and yet still came home sharply, a mile of 53 and 3. And you see this one winning August the 8th at Mohawk as well, blasted to the front, 53 and 2. I don't think Rocket Freight's going to the front because I think Mr. Commodore has got one plan, and that is straight ahead off the gate and to the front. But Rocket Freight could be able to grab the pocket, and Rocket Freight overall I think shows some pretty nice ability and has some pretty good flash. You see back at July 2nd at Mohawk, came home in 26 and 1. So you know this one can kick in hard late if the trip sets up right. I can see Rocket Freight giving Mr. Commodore quite a blast coming down the lane. It should be interesting between those two. Mention number 5, Mr. Commodore, saw his wins and he's very impressive. And there he is on the track. And Scotty Coulter driving Mr. Commodore this start. Mr. Commodore, well, 6-5 on the board. Should be 6-4 on the board. No, never mind. How about number 1, Psychopath? Psychopath, inside post position, went to the front at Hanover last race. But like that was 28 and 3 at Hanover. And I don't think Psychopath will make it to the front against Mr. Commodore here, but might be able to stop Rocket Freight from getting the pocket because Psychopath has that inside advantage. So we'll see if that's the plan of attack. If Psychopath could get the pocket, it could turn out well for Psychopath because there's enough ability there to see that this one just might be able to be a trip horse. 7-2 on the board. And number 2, Country Diamond, is one that's been off a long while, so might need a start. But the qualifier finished up the qualifier well with a 28-2 final quarter. Country Diamond, Jason Ryan for Nikki Comania, it's 17-1. But right now, Mr. Commodore is getting all the love at 6-5. But my pick of the night is number 3, Rocket Freight at 2-1. Fans note in race number 7, claims on 1 Big Journey, 5 Beef and Cheddar, and 7 Fear of the Shadow. Claims on 1, 5, and 7 in race number 7. is rolling for race number 6. Psychopath, Country Diamond on the inside. And the center, Rocket Freight and Shadow to the outside, Mr. Commodore and Gravitational. And the field for race number 6. In the stretch drive, gathering speed. There at the start of the rough, Rocket Freight, Shadow, and Country Diamond, Psychopath, Mr. Commodore, then Gravitational. Rocket Freight is going to blast out. Rocket Freight has launched early. Psychopath, Shadow, Country Diamond, Mr. Commodore is still traveling on the outside, and then Gravitational. It is Rocket Freight who fell down to 4 to 5 on the board, and Mr. Commodore continues to drive on the outside, and Mr. Commodore wants to delete Rocket Freight from the lead. It's Mr. Commodore. Rocket Freight is second. Psychopath is third. 29 opening quarter. Shadow, then Country Diamond and Gravitational. Mr. Commodore, 3 to 5 favorite. Leads as they race their way off the turn. Rocket Freight is racing second. Mr. Commodore and Rocket Freight, they're already getting away on Psychopath and Shadow, and Country Diamond and Gravitational. It is Mr. Commodore, 57-1 halftime of the 28 8-1 second panel, and Mr. Commodore. Rocket Freight is trying to stay close with Mr. Commodore. Is only 2 lengths back, then about 8 lengths back. Psychopath is third. Shadow is racing fourth. Then Gravitational and Country Diamond. Mr. Commodore. Rocket Freight is moving up a little bit closer now as they head their way onto the 3/4. Gravitational now, and Gravitational is coming on and is wheeling on the outside. Mr. Commodore, Gravitational, and Rocket Freight, and it is Mr. Commodore. Gravitational at 10 to 1 is looking to pull the upset. Rocket Freight is third and doesn't appear to have anything as they turn for home. Mr. Commodore and Gravitational on down the stretch. They come. Mr. Commodore, as they come on to the finish. Mr. Commodore, sharp and still digging in, wins it a couple of lengths. Gravitational, Rocket Freight, and Shadow, 156 flat. Back in front of us, the winner, Scotty Coulter, driving Mr. Commodore, the Tan Tornado, victorious. Mr. Commodore is a 3-year-old sports rider, bay gelding by Claire Bradshaw and Brian Jamison. Claire Bradshaw, the trainer. 4th win for Mr. Commodore, 9 starts, amount of 156 flat. the sixth race. Number 5, Mr. Commodore, 340, 280, 210. 6, Gravitational, 730, 293. Rocket Freight, 210. $2 exactor, 32.80. Dollar Try, 24.95. Dollar Super, $102. Sixth race, or finish from the top down, 563-412. That's 563-412. Field 4, race number 7 on parade. One Big Journey, Jason Ryan for Jared Mann and Nick Mann. Number 2 is ABC, Jay Harris for Courtney Robson. Number 3 is Bring Your Fire, Daryl Thiessen for Michelle LeBlanc and Gary Lee. For Dapper Fella, Scott Kohler for Gerard Damaris and Tag Incorporated. Number 5 is Beef and Cheddar, Colin Keller for Tess Waxman and Dwayne Solaire. Number 6, St. Lad's Flirt, Brett McDonough for Ron McDonald and Kent Livingston and Brett McDonald. 7, Fear the Shadow, Chad Ratchford for Daryl Laver and Leanne Davidson and Mark Rogers. No Claims and 1 Big Journey, 5 Beef and Cheddar and 7 Fear the Shadow. Let's look at this field, and well, it's an interesting dash. I want to start with number 6, St. Lad's Flirt. 49 wins and just a few dollars away now from $250,000 lifetime. 12-year-old that's got 11 wins this year. Had just one last year, but this year has found the fountain of youth and is coming back strong. St. Lad's Flirt, though, the last couple races, not as good, but still St. Lad's Flirt just before that had 5 wins in 6 starts. The one that didn't win was a post-9 start from Georgian Downs. St. Lad's Flirt, 2-1 on the board. Brent McDonough for Ron McDonald. It's a big threat in here. Number 4, Dapper Fella, is one that's done really well for Gerard Damaris and also was racing well a little while back as well, also for Jared Mann. So this is one that now has 3 wins and a second in the past 5 starts, so really has come on nicely. Dapper Fella, 7 wins on the year. Scotty called for Gerard Damaris. Scotty looks for back-to-back wins, and Dapper Fella, 10-1. That's huge value because Dapper Fella definitely was impressive last race. Others, number 5, Beef and Cheddar, Claim is in and has back-to-back wins coming in. In fact, 8 starts this year, 5 wins. Has been getting claimed often. And claimed out of 2 of the last 3 races and claimed again tonight. Beef and Cheddar, Colin Kelly for Tess Waxman. And this is one that is 5-2 on the board. And number 1, Big Journey, 5-1 on the board. Jason Ryan has already got 3 wins in the evening. A claim is in on Big Journey as well. Sent up a Jared Mann. Has gate speed, has been the pace setter in each of his last 3 starts and gets the inside. And 2 races ago at Georgian Downs went to the front and won by almost 8 lengths. Big Journey on the inside could be afforded a better trip than the first 3 we mentioned. And Jason Ryan's been on a bit of a heater of late, and again this evening could get a 4th win on the night. Big Journey offers 5-1. The 7th race, an interesting dash. No claims on 1, 5, and 7. Gates rolling for race number 7. Big Journey, ABC on the inside. In the center, Bring Your Fire, Dapper Fella, Beef and Cheddar. To the outside, St. Lad's Flirt and Fear the Shadow. Field of 7. Race number 7. Field of 7 for the 7th race. Gathering speed approaching the start. There at the start of the rough, Dapper Fella, Beef and Cheddar, Big Journey along to the inside. Then Bring Your Fire and ABC, St. Lad's Flirt, and Fear the Shadows back trailing to field. Big Journey's got the lead. Beef and Cheddar continues to charge towards the fry. Beef and Cheddar and Cullen Kelly. Big Journey as they race on down the backstretch. Beef and Cheddar, Big Journey on the inside as those two battle on to the opening quarter. Beef and Cheddar by a length and a quarter, and now a length and a half, and clears over Big Journey, who made Beef and Cheddar work. 26-4 is solid opening panel. Dapper Fellas racing third. ABC, position D right now. Then it is Bring Your Fire and St. Lad's Flirt as the field works off the turn and well back Fear the Shadow. And it is Beef and Cheddar who leads as they race their way on up to the half. Big Journey is second. Dapper Fella third. ABC on the outside still has position D. And then it is Bring Your Fire, St. Lad's Flirt, and Fear the Shadow. 56 halftime put up by Beef and Cheddar as they work their way into the backstretch. Big Journey is racing second. Dapper Fella third. Then racing fourth. ABC is getting closer now. Working on the outside is taken C. And then Dapper Fella is racing fourth on the inside. St. Lad's Flirt now is racing out 3 wide and is looking to roll past ABC. 3/4 is coming up next for Beef and Cheddar, 125-2. Beef and Cheddar, St. Lad's Flirt on the outside now, has come on, is out 3 deep. ABC, center of the track on the inside is Big Journey. Bring Your Fire is also bringing a bit of game, and then Dapper Fella and Fear of the Shadow, and they turn for home. Beef and Cheddar, St. Lad's Flirt on down the stretch drive they come. St. Lad's Flirt flying is Bring Your Fire, St. Lad's Flirt and Bring Your Fire. St. Lad's Flirt, Bring Your Fire, Bring Your Fire, brought it right on by St. Lad's Flirt late in the mile. And that is between Big Journey and Dapper Fella. 156-1. Bring Your Fire. Coming back into the Grimsby Chrysler winner's circle. Number 3, Bring Your Fire. Daryl Cowboy Thiessen, the winning driver. Bring Your Fire. 5-year-old Better's Delight. Bay Gelding by Gary Lee. Trained by Michelle LeBlanc. First win on the air for Bring Your Fire. Mile of 156-1. 4th lifetime win. Seventh race, payout 3, Bring Your Fire, 11.10, 563.40. 6, St. Lad's Flirt, 7.50 and $3. And for a Dapper Fella, 4.40, $2 exactor, 100, 14.20. Dollar Try, 200, 44.15. Dollar Super, $504. Seventh race, so we're finished from the top. 461 3527. That's 461 3527 on the bottom. And note the claims, One Big Journey. The trainer will be Gerard Demers. Number 5, Beef and Cheddar, the new trainer, Mandy Archer. And number 7, Fear the Shadow, the trainer will also be Mandy Archer. for race number 8 on parade. 1, Nova Scotia Strong Child. More drives and trains are James Bagnall and Archie Hattie and Gordy Rudolph. 2 and 3 scratch for Beach and Lindy. Paul McKenzie for Stephen Charlton. Number 6, Sporty Bob. Jay Harris for Robert Kyle Fellows and M&S Racing. Number 5 is Fox Hunt. Sammy Filia for Terry McKibben and Paul Batter. Number 7 is Highland Hot Sauce. Daryl Thiessen for Michelle Bowen. And the braid is Holy Jalapeno. Remy Donovan for Ken Skinner. It's a field of 6 for race number 8. Look, this dash does feature the Super High 5. And, well, let's look at some of the main ones in here. And we'll take the 4 on the outside now. They won't be as far outside anymore with the scratches of 2 and 3. Number 5, Fox On, is one that had some nice wins last year. In fact, a win in 50 and 2 at Mohawk. Just 2 wins this year. But the recent form, that start last race at Grand River, going to the front and racing really well, did get caught by Smokestack, but Smokestack's a nice one. Fox On, overall, I thought that was a very strong effort. 52 and 1 at Grand River last race. Fox Hunt, for my money, I think is a very sharp one in here, and my best choice, 6 to 5 on the board. Number 6, Sporty Bob, is one that was racing well, maybe about a month to 2 months ago, was really racing well. That's kind of fallen off a little bit of late, but also Sporty Bob is very capable of coming right back and coming up with a big effort. And Sporty Bob is one that now is dropping a level and makes a Sporty Bob very dangerous in here. And it's in this spot. Jay Harris for Robert Kyle Fellows, 4 wins on the year. Does have a win in 52 and 2 at Grand River this year. So Sporty Bob certainly could be a big player in this class. 9 to 5 on the board. Number 7, Highland Hot Sauce. Don't fall asleep on this one. 17 to 1 on the board. Look, this is one that had been off quite a while before that last race. Blasted out early and did tail off a little bit on the late going, but it still was a mile of 53. But I think Highland Hot Sauce, now second start after missing a bunch of time, had been off since the middle of July. I've seen Highland Hot Sauce show some pretty nice flashes. And this is one that at a price can get onto the ticket. 18 to 1 on the board is the longest shot on the board. I don't think he's the worst one in here. I think he's one of the top 3 or 4 in this dash. 18 to 1, now 17 to 1. And number 8, Holy Jalapeno. Well, now post position 6, raced well last race, was right there with Fox Hunt at the finish. Smokestack a winner, but was right alongside Fox Hunt. And Holy Jalapeno, that was a pretty solid effort. Now it'll be post position 6. But I just was impressed with that last race for Holy Jalapeno. Brett McDonough for Ken Skinner. This is also one at a price that I think you can use on the ticket. I didn't use Beach and Lindy, and the fans have gone to Beach and Lindy. And look, this is the second start after missing a bunch of time. That last race was post position 8. Certainly Beach and Lindy could be a lot better, but I just don't like the 2 to 1 on Beach and Lindy right now. I do like number 5, Fox Hunt, is my favorite, 6 to 5. Nice long shot play is Highland Hot Sauce at 13 to 1. Field of 6 for race number 8. Gathering speed approaching the start. Field for the 8th race is at the start of the rough. And Sporty Bob and Fox on, Holy Jalapeno, then Nova Scotia Strong, Beach and Lindy, and Highland Hot Sauce relaxed away, trailing the field. Sporty Bob is looking sporty early. Fox Hunt's racing second, and then Holy Jalapeno and Nova Scotia Strong, Beach and Lindy, and Highland Hot Sauce, and they raced their way on to the opening quarter. Sporty Bob at 5-2's got the lead. Fox Hunt fell down to 2-5 on the board, is racing second. And third in line is Holy Jalapeno. Nova Scotia Strong, then Beach and Lindy, and Highland Hot Sauce. 27-3. Opening quarter as they race on around the turn. Sporty Bob is on top. Fox Hunt is right there and is right now hunting Sporty Bob from the pocket. And racing third is Holy Jalapeno. Nova Scotia Strong, then popping out Beach and Lindy, and following on the outside is Highland Hot Sauce as Beach and Lindy from the backfield is coming on aggressively now. 57-1 halftime, off a 27-3 opening quarter. Sporty Bob still sports the lead. Fox Hunt is in the pocket. Beach and Lindy on the outside first up is taking over third. Is about 2.25 lengths off the lead now. Then Holy Jalapeno. Highland Hot Sauce on the outside works up a little bit closer. Nova Scotia Strong is trailing the field. Sporty Bob leads as they hustle on to 3/4. Sporty Bob, Beach and Lindy, and Fox Hunt on the inside. Highland Hot Sauce now has come on to take over fourth. 3/4, 125-4. And Sporty Bob, Beach and Lindy, Fox Hunt on the inside. Highland Hot Sauce is rolled out wide. And then it is back to Holy Jalapeno and Nova Scotia Strong, but it is Sporty Bob continues to look sporty. Sporty Bob as they come on to the finish. Sporty Bob and Fox Hunt. Sporty Bob's going to win. Fox on second. Then it was Holy Jalapeno and Beach and Lindy. 154-4. Coming back in front of us into the Grimsby Chrysler Winners Circle, number 6, Sporty Bob, a 4-year-old sports writer. Big Geldingle by M&S Racing. Robert Kyle Fellows, the trainer. Jay Harris, the winning driver. 5th win for Sporty Bob this year, and the 7th lifetime Sporty Bob victorious in 154-4. threes pay out 640 bob. Pays 710, 290, and 240. 5 Fox Hunt, 210, 210. 8 Holy Jalapeno, 330. $2 exactor, 1560. Dollar try, 23.50. Double of 3 and 6, 43.60. And the pick 3, 48.65. Dollar high 5, 147.95. 8th race sort of finish from the top is a 6 double scratch 4 2 1 5 3. That's 6 double scratch 4 2 1 5 3 on the bottom. That does conclude the live harness racing program for this Tuesday evening. Action resumes Thursday night. First race 6:35 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Shanna.